Hi, Julie Jones from SSB Performance, Smarter, Stronger, Better Mindset Training, here with this week's Mindset Made Simple Tip of the Week. And this week, we're talking about what we say matters. What we say, what comes out of our mouth, what rolls around in our head affects our performance. Let's look at some of these awesome football games from the weekend. AFC Divisional Playoffs, Cincinnati Bengals, end of the game. Evan McPherson, the rookie, goes out to kick the winning field goal with no time left. Prior to leaving the sideline, he looks at Joe Burrow and says, "I guess we're going to the AFC Championship." He doesn't know that yet. He hasn't kicked the ball yet. But in his mind, he's prepping himself or priming himself to do exactly what he wants. Fast forward then to Sunday, and you see that great game last night between Kansas City and Buffalo, and the kicker from Kansas City is getting himself ready to kick a 57-yarder. Well, Mahomes gets the ball down to about the 30. It ends up being a 32. I thought, oh no, now it's going to be too easy. Might be a little bit more difficult because he's been prepping himself for this long kick. They say he's got the leg for it, so he says he can do it. But what the announcers say is he's got a vision of what he's going to do before he gets out to the field. This is his practice. Mind you, he had just missed earlier in the first half, he had missed a field goal. They wouldn't even be in this situation if he would have got it. Then he missed an extra point. That's like almost unacceptable for these kickers, right? But he has a vision. He's seeing pictures of what he's going to do when he gets himself out there on the field to win the game for Kansas City. Both kickers won. Well, the one kicker got tied up and then the quarterback won. But the bottom line is that what we see matters. Where does what we see come from? What we see comes from the words we're saying in our head or the words that we're saying out loud. How many times do you hear, or do you hear yourself or your athletes say what they don't want? Every single time I talk to my teams, I talk about two things. Number one, thoughts become things. How we think affects how we feel, which affects our actions, which affects our performance, which affects our results. I've got a nice little S-curve that shows all that in sequential order. The other thing I talk to them about every time is the fact that we never go into a restaurant, and I use the Chipotle because that seems to be something where college kids like to go, and you never go in and say, I don't want the carnitas, I don't want this, I don't want that, and then walk down to the end and expect to pay. You don't do that. That's insanity. Yet, we spend so much of our time telling ourselves what we don't want. Don't overthrow it. Don't overshoot it. Don't look stupid. Don't, whatever it might be. Imagine if those two kickers would have gone out, or when they were on the sidelines, gone out to the field and looked at down the field, which looks so far to me. I don't know about to you. They looked down at the field goal post and say, don't hook it. We might be looking at different teams in the AFC Championship had that been the case. Why? Because what we see matters. Trevor Moawad, who wrote It Takes What It Takes, he's Russell Wilson's sports psychologist, says that words are tools. They predict and perpetuate our performance. We say things. We then see things. We then have a tendency to do those things. We predict what's going to happen by what comes out of our mouth. So we have to be very careful about what we let in and what we let out. One of Trevor's rules, it's my new favorite rule and I need to follow it, is stop saying stupid crap, he uses a different word, out loud. Stop saying stupid crap out loud. Why? Because when those words come out, we are picturing what we're saying. We have a tendency then to do those things. And so do the other people that are listening to them. This is the dumbest drill. This is the dumbest thing. I'm sure none of my players ever said anything like that when they got the practice plan. But think about how that primes us for what's to come. That's rule number one. Number two, helping our athletes get pre-performance routines which create consistency in thought, in vision, and in action can help us use our words, use our pictures to be helpful to our performance. One simple thing that you can have your athletes do is have them do, say it, see it, do it. Have them say what they want to happen. I am going to split the uprights. Then they watch themselves in their mind's eye, split the uprights. then they go. And hopefully they split the uprights. Is it a guarantee? No. But you know what is a guarantee? Negative thinking. That's a guarantee. Works every single time. We are priming ourselves with what we want to do. This is not necessarily positive thinking. This is neutral thinking. This is thinking about what we want to happen. So the next time you hear yourself saying, don't do this, don't do that, flip it around. What do I need to do? What do I need to see right now that is going to help me reach the success that I expect, the success that I want, the success that the whole Cincinnati Bengals fans have on your shoulders? What can you do? Had both of those young men been thinking about what not to do, I am pretty certain we would be looking at a different weekend next week of football games. So remember, stop saying stupid crap. Why? Because when we say stupid stuff, we see stupid stuff, we feel stupid stuff, and sometimes we do stupid stuff. Number 2, say it. What do you want? Watch yourself do it, see it, and then go out and take action. Your words matter. Our words matter. Not just to other people that hear them, but to us. Because what we say to ourselves weighs a ton on our actions. If you want to talk more about this, visit me at ssbperformance.com. Send me an email at juliej@ssbperformance.com. Have a great week. Until then, enjoy next week's football games. And remember, what we say and what we see makes a difference in how we perform.